Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 5 must-read books. These are my 5 books that I have absolutely adored. Most of them I've read in the last 2 months and these books are all fantastic. I recommend these constantly to people and these are my 5 top books that I think everyone must read. There's not really a wide range of variety because with it being summer, I kind of start spring summer I read mainly romance, and then in winter I kind of still read romance but try put in a bit of fantasy. I don't know, the coziness of autumn and winter just makes me want to read fantasy, and in spring summer it doesn't. So these are all gonna be kind of romance books. So let's get started in with the first one. First one, these are by the way in no particular order at all. They're not in an order, they're just randomly. So the first book is Without Merit by Colin Hoover. I could not pass out a moment of not speaking about Colin Hoover in any of my videos, to be honest, but I picked this one just because out of all of them I think this one is the most underrated Colin Hoover book. This is Without Merit, and this book does deal with some things with mental health issues. Dealing with it myself, it was quite nice to actually see it being represented in a book in this certain way. It is based on Merit, who is part of a family who is a big energy kind of family. They've kind of got a lot going on and a lot to deal with. She's got a twin sister that she's identical to, and that twin sister it's kind of a bit strange, let me put it that way, and she deals with a lot. There's a boy that comes into her house and lives with her, and she thinks it's her sister's like boyfriend. It's kind of a strange book, but I read this in a day. It's one of the only books I kind of read in a day. Like I read this in about 6 hours, which is mental for me because I don't, but it deals with like Verity's life, and it's when you learn why it's called Without Merit, it hits home quite a bit if you've dealt with that kind of thing. I would track trigger warnings on this. I didn't think I had triggers until I read this book, which was kind of a bit, yeah, it took me by surprise, to be honest, but I would highly recommend just do trigger warnings, and please go into it with a mindset of when you read them being like, okay, it does deal with that, just be a bit careful. But this book is incredible. I love this book so much. I bought it. I did get it originally from the library. I've just bought it recently because I wanted to have a physical copy of it. So yeah, this is Without Merit by Colin Hoover. The next book is a bit more lighthearted. The next book is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and this is the Dreamland Billionaire series. There is 3 in this. This is the first one. This is my personal opinion. I think it is better than Terms and Conditions, which is the second one, but Cal's might change that. We haven't got a name for that one yet. Like, the name's not out, the cover's not out, we don't know what's going to get released, kind of sitch. But yeah, I love this one, but I don't like Declan and Rowan's books. They're on par with each other, to be honest, but this I think was the first one I kind of fell in love with the books with. Her writing style is addictive, which is amazing. This is about Rowan and Zara. Rowan becomes the creative director of the Dreamland, which is basically like Disney World, and he basically, to inherit his inheritance, or like part of the company from his granddad, once his granddad dies, he has to follow this letter. In this letter he has to become the director of Dreamland and change it. So what he does is he puts out a word into the people that are like working there, going, I need another creative. I can't remember what they call it. It's like creative something. Anyway, someone who works in the creative bit. And Zara puts in her drunken proposal. She never meant to send it, but she did. And well, it got Rowan's attention. He hires her, and it's all about that, her bringing new ideas that people have not spoken about before, and it was amazing. As it is, like, being in the creative industry myself, it was such a nice book to see that happen, and I love the cover. Main reason why I actually bought it and didn't read on Kindle was due to the cover. Like, this graphicsness and like the architecture on it was phenomenal. And yeah, this book, highly recommend. It is such an easy read. It is a CEO billionaire kind of one, which top tier, and it has 3 of the series, and they're all so far amazing. Can't wait for Cal's as well, because Cal is mentioned in the second one and he's hilarious, so you got that to look forward to. Would highly recommend this entire series, to be honest. This one is about like forbidden love, then the second one is about a marriage of convenience. So if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. The next book is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This book is so addictive. I read this in like 2-3 days. It was an addictive read. Like, I did not want to put it down. I had to. Sorry, my mother was talking to me. So this book is very, very addictive. It is a brother's best friend romance, and it's about Ava and Alex. They both go through some traumatic experiences in their life, like very traumatic. Kind of shocked me, to be honest. You know that sound on BOOKTOK, which is like, when I'd learned the whole story, it made me it made me feel sick. I can't remember the sound fully, but this is them. Like, I was like, oh my god, what? And like, when it carries on and you learn so much more, and like, you know why, I was like, what? The twists and turns and the plot twist in this was wow. I wasn't expecting this to happen, but the romance in it is so cute as well. And like, when it happens, like when she overcomes like her fear, and like it's like makes you so proud that she overcome it, and oh my god, addicted. There is 4 in the series. The 4th one's coming out in July the 28th, and We've got the first 2. I'm taking them on holiday with me, so I will read them and then I'll come home, and then a week after I come home, a week or 2 after I come home, the 4th one will be here, so I'll be ready to read it. That's the plan. That's the plan. But yeah, this book is amazing. Would highly recommend the romance in this and the spice in this. Also, Alex is also very rich, which just ticks another box off, doesn't it? So yeah, would highly recommend. And there is 4 in the series. So this one's about Alex. The next one is about about Bridget, who's a princess, which you learn in this. The 3rd one is about Jules and her brother Josh, which I'm very looking forward to. And I don't know what the 4th one's about. I think it's about one of her other friends. I don't know. I didn't read the synopsis or the blurb. I just went the one in the series, bye. I bought that one before I pre-ordered the 4th one without even reading this one or the other 2. But I wanted it, so I got it. The cover also is amazing. It's like, so on these covers it's like one colour with like a background on it, and then the new one is green. It's phenomenal. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I got. Can you tell I'm a bit obsessed with that book, and I cannot wait for the next ones to come out. I've ordered another one of Anna Huang's books that's at the start of another series, but on Kindle this time, because I couldn't get it in physical form, so I did it on Kindle. Anyway, the next book is Flock by Katie Stewart. It is a series. If you can see it there, the other 2 up there, which is Exodus and The Finish Line. This is a completed series. This was like one of the first ever book that kind of got me so obsessed, and I could not stop thinking about it, and I was like, what? A book's never done that to me before, kind of thing. This book is about Cece, who goes to a small town to live with her father whilst her mother is sick. She meets a boy called Sean in her father's work, and they start talking, they start hanging out. She meets Dom, and kind of things go from there. It's the summertime. She's 18, or she turning 18. She's either turned 18 or turning 18 in this, and that's how the story starts. And it's a twisted fairy tale. She believes in fairy tales. The start of the book actually starts at the end. No way. This book starts at the middle of Exodus, then goes forward in time to this book. Then this book starts off Exodus, and then Exodus goes back in time to the first chapter of this book, then carries on, and then the finish line. It's very confusing, but once you read it, like, you read the first chapter, you're like, what? And then you read it like, oh right, okay, gotcha. But then you don't realize, like, this book ends, and it's weird, the ending. But yeah, this book is a fantastic. It was supposed to be a duology, just this one and Exodus, but the way that ended, everyone was like, we need like a round off book, so the finish line was made, and the finish line is such a perfect round off book. I would highly recommend this series. It's a trilogy. It's called the Ravenheart trilogy. I recommend it all the time. Please be warned, it is a massive roller coaster, and I've never had my heart broken by a book until the second one. Pre-warning for you guys, but yeah, fantastic. I always recommend it. It's like that thing on BOOKTOK which somebody said, and like, BOOKTOK will always recommend the books that rip your heart out, even though it destroys you, but they're amazing books, so why wouldn't you read them? So yeah, but this one's not too bad. Some people did cry it. I didn't. I just thought it was an amazing book, and then the second one was the one that broke me. But yeah, would highly recommend. I think everyone just go read it. Yeah, you just need to go read it. Now the last one is my top 3. This one has my ultimate book boyfriend. It's fantastic. It also got me started on the Devil Knight series, so if you're going to read this, you need to read this one, then the Devil Knight series. But Penelope Douglas, Punk 57, if anyone knows me or is actually following me on TikTok, you will know that I recommend this to every single person. I think I've made about 4 of my friends read this, and that all of them have loved it. I know for a fact one of them has come up to me and gone, thank you for making me read this by your TikToks and telling me. Because this book is fantastic. It's got Misha Lark in it. He's my ultimate book boyfriend, and I post about him constantly. I don't think don't spend a day thinking or talking about him. But anyway, if that doesn't make you want to read this book, I don't know what will. Penelope Douglas, this is my first book I've read by her, and I put this off for so long. It was on my Prime for ages. Started reading it and I was like, okay, this is a bit weird. And then I actually was like, nah, I'm going to read it and I'm going to start it, because I keep seeing Misha Lark and I was like, oh, I like him. I liked him before I even read this book, and then I read it and I was like, yeah, I now know. So now I'm obsessed with Penelope Douglas's books, and I cannot wait. The next one I want to get is Birthday Girl, because it sounds so good. But anyway, I'm trying to recommend this to you, and anyway, yeah. So Ren and Misha, it starts off with them sending letters to each other for the last 7 years. They've been pen pals but never met. It was one of their rules that they would never meet, and it starts off with them Misha is like in a band, so it starts off with them going to Ren with her friends, going to the scavenger hunt which Misha is at. They accidentally meet, and Misha kind of realizes, kind of doesn't. Then something traumatic happens to him, and he doesn't write to her for months on end. She still keeps writing. She writes every single week to him, even though he doesn't respond. And it's about them, and he finally meets her and goes, she's nothing like what she writes. Like, she's a fake. When actually, in fact, she is true to him, but to no one else. She kind of fakes it. And so it's all about them. They have different teachers, and then they meet, and it's about them, but she doesn't know it's him. Like, he's under another name because he's not supposed to be there. Because if he is, like, oh my god, the ending. You will not expect the ending. The ending was a plot twist. I was like, oh, okay, right. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, it's about Punk 57, and it's an incredible book. Spice level is hit. If you've ever read it, truck scene. If you never read it, read it for that. Yeah, amazing book. Would recommend this to everyone. This is like top 3 book of this year. I don't think anything has topped this year, but that's probably because of Misha. I don't think anyone can top Misha. You know, no, like Dom and Misha. Dom's from Flock. Them two are on Misha's just slightly above him, but like them two, yeah. But yeah, it like talks about how like the paper she writes on, and it's amazing. It is amazing. This book, everyone just must read. Top tier book. So they're all of the books that I would recommend. They're my 5 books I would recommend to you guys, and that you must read. The fantasy version of this will be coming soon once I've read a bit more fantasy. I haven't read enough to kind of give you my top ones yet, but I had read enough romance books to give you my top recommendations, so they are them. I think all of them you must be 18 plus to read. Well, 17, let's say 17 plus to read them books. But yeah, they're all incredible books. I would highly recommend all of them. If you haven't before, subscribe down below, click the notification bell to be notified every time I do upload. Currently, when filming this, we are 2 away from 500. If I've hit that, oh my god, that's amazing. If not, please do subscribe and help me get there. Don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified every time I do upload, because otherwise, how will you know when I upload? I post shorts at least 2 times a week. I try to at least. and I try to post at least once a week. However, I am going to be going on holiday. This probably will be up when I go because I'm trying to film a few videos for when I'm away. But yeah, I'm having a little break but trying to pre-film, so fingers crossed it works. But yeah, if you do like this video, please do hit some thumbs up, and please do comment down below one of your top 3 books of this year, or maybe all of your top 3 books. Please do recommend. I do need some book recommendations, even though I have a lot of books to read, but I would still love some book recommendations. So please do send me your book recommendations. If you want to follow me on BOOKTOK, here is my BOOKTOK. I post at least 1 to 3 times a day on there. I do try and post every single day in there, and at least there will be some sort of content. I do post like aesthetic videos on there, I post the books I'm reading, I do chat to you guys, I do lives on there, so please do follow me on there for some more bookish content, because you'll be getting bookish content every single day across there. So please do check me out, and I hope you like this video, and I will see you guys next time in my next video.